pursuit of no labor. The party in Pryor continues from the KATT booth at Rocklahoma 2023.
It's Rock 100.5 KATT at Rocklahoma 2023 here with Brandon and Dan of Atreyu. What's going on, guys?
Hanging, man.
Yeah, stoked to be here.
Is this? I was going to say, is this your first one? I couldn't remember you guys being here.
Yeah.
So, what are your first impressions here?
The sun is shining, and people are ready to rip.
Indeed, man.
It's nice.
Yeah, I see a lot of cowboy hats and stuff. It's a vibe.
I mean, at this point, you guys have probably played most of the big festivals. Like, what kind of stands out? What makes a good one, and maybe what makes a bad one?
Good catering.
Yeah.
Good bathrooms.
Yeah, stage accommodations are roomy and nice.
Yeah.
And showers and stuff like that's fun. And obviously the crowd, you know, if you get a good audience, that makes the whole thing good or bad.
I feel like the American festival vibe, people are always good.
Yeah.
You know? It's
Yeah.
nice.
And now, a festival like this, the main stage is primarily seated up front, where the second stage is just pit. Do you guys have a preference of which one you'd rather be on?
I like that standing room for sure.
Yeah.
Lets the energy kind of move around a little bit more and get a little bit more rowdy. Yeah.
Right. It's a little odd with the seats and stuff, but
Yeah.
We can make it work, but it's definitely nicer when they're all standing.
awesome, man. Well, you guys have kind of spent the year releasing EPs. Kind of tell me about that decision as opposed to doing singles or doing albums. There's so many different ways to do stuff now.
The whole project as a whole kind of tells sort of the same story and repeat. And we just wanted a way to kind of just be able to shine a light on the songs a little bit more individually. I feel like a lot of times you put out albums these days and you get 3-4 songs that get any sort of attention. The rest of them just go by the wayside, which sucks when you're creating art, putting everything you have into art. Kind of each EP goes through the cycles of life, the seasons of life, if you will, and it'll all end to tell one big story at the end. So it's kind of a way that we can get a little bit more in depth with a kind of a story, and also a way that we can have our audience really be able to focus on smaller portions of songs at a time.
And have you seen that you're getting that sort of engagement and fans following the story?
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like you just see it just in the numbers in itself. Like, you see each song kind of getting a little bit more of a limelight and having a little bit more of kind of day in the sun, where so that feels nice for us.
Now, are you someone that like pay attention to those numbers a lot? Like, do you use them to help make set lists and that sort of thing?
Absolutely. I mean, I think that that's a beautiful tool these days, like Spotify. He's his king of Spotify, so he's always got the numbers, and he'll be like, guys, you see how good Drowning's doing this week? Like, you see that jump we had yesterday? Like, he's that guy. So it's cool to be able to know, like, exactly what your audience is listening to. So it's like, that makes it obvious for when you want to go play shows,
That's why our song Battle Drums ended up making in the set. It just organically was doing really, really well. Better than we've ever had a song just organically do that wasn't a single on a streaming platform. So we're like, maybe we should just incorporate this into our set. It's kind of different. We never really thought we'd ever play it, and then we did. It became like a staple song in our set now. So
Nice.
it helps a lot.
Makes you wonder, like, if back on your first few albums, if there would have been a standout track like that you guys should have been playing and just had no idea.
I feel like a lot of times we would try, and we're very like aware of the audience. So we've always been that band where it's like, well, that was a stinker. We're not going to play that one anymore. Like, we've always catered to the songs that just felt more energy live.
Yeah, it's kind of like being a comedian or something. You have to try your jokes out live and see if they work, and if they don't, you cut them and you fine tune your set till you get that perfect amount of time. The same thing with doing this. We try and see what songs go over live, and some that you think are going to don't, and then some that you don't think will be that great end up being a big hit, and you're like, all right, I guess we're playing that forever.
Yeah.
And I'd imagine right now you guys are probably thinking a lot about your sets, because you guys got to put together a really good one at the end of this month, going out with Iron Maiden. Like, that's kind of insane.
For sure. It's funny because we're kind of like in the middle of we're doing a co-headline tour with Memphis Mayfire right now. We're jumping off right after today to do some dates with Godsmack, and then we're doing the Iron Maiden stuff at the end. So it's kind of a couple different sets, as far as like length. But an hour set is easy for us to kind of like fit in all the golden nuggets. When it gets down to like 45 minutes, you really got to pick and choose like what's going to be good for that audience, and like what's just your your strongest fucking hitters, and it's a lot of fun. It's like it's a quick in and out, but I love the 45-minute set. I love the festival set. It's just like
keep the energy
nonstop.
Yeah, it's not too. And once you start getting into like the hour and a half above, that's where it starts getting. Especially as a guitar player walking around with 10 pounds of guitar hanging around your neck for an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. Like, it's a workout.
Yeah.
But now, are you guys at all nervous for the Iron Maiden gigs, or kind of what's your mindset going into them?
I don't know. For me, it's we did shows with Iron Maiden in Mexico about 15 years ago.
Okay.
And
it was rough.
It was rough. Well, it was double-edged sword. Mexican fans are diehards, especially for Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden fans are diehards. So on one hand, did we get like hundreds of dollars in pesos thrown at us? Yes. Did our bass player get like a metal spike to the face? Yes. Did we finish our set? Yes. Rare for Maiden. Did we sell every piece of merch that we brought? Yes. Yep. So it was like this weird thing where it was like you kind of thought it went bad, but then in reality it didn't. And I think it's a little, for me, it's like redemption. It's like we have an opportunity to go back and play some Iron Maiden shows again. Being a band for this much longer, I feel like we're a better band now. And it's like, and also it's in Canada, so like Canadians are just overtly more polite.
Sure, yeah. It's
so
not
I think it's gonna be good.
Well, awesome, man.
It feels good to be invited back.
Sure.
Iron Maiden is notoriously a band that does not care about like numbers. It's like, do we like this band or not? So to get asked back to do more shows with Iron Maiden is like pretty insane.
Especially when it's just us and them. Like we saw the lineup and we're like, who else is playing this? And they're like, it's just you guys.
Just you guys.
Just us. Does Iron Maiden know this?
Right.
Yeah, feels good.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, awesome, man. Well, congrats on the latest EP and these upcoming gigs.
Yeah,
and just very much appreciate the time, and
of course.
Have a killer Rocklahoma.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having us.